to see where she is before you.
Okay, cool.
Make her mind up because she likes to have a mind.
Excuse me?
She reads on the internet.
Excuse me? Is that what you think of me?
This is terrible.
How things ruined for her when she.
Is that what you think of me?
Just enjoying it for what it is.
Oh, what? Because of what I said about sinners? Okay, whatever.
Can I greet the people, please?
Sorry.
Good morning, beautiful people. It's Friday, the 2nd of May. Welcome to TDA, the day after, your favorite news platform and the home of popular culture as defined by you guys, the culture. And like we are every blessed day, we are hosted by the very best. Introduce yourself.
Hey, it's your girl Justine, representing the Black Queens in the fitness scene. How you mean?
Sensational.
Sorry? What did he whisper? What did you whisper?
I didn't.
It wasn't him.
You did.
It was Future.
Where's your microphone?
What did you whisper?
I didn't whisper.
You said something.
I didn't.
You did, because Emmanuel laughed. What did he say? You know me, I'm team safe with your chest, so... Oh, yeah?
I didn't say anything. Emmanuel, did I say anything?
Brent didn't say anything, you know.
So who said something?
Future.
Who's Future?
Sensational.
Oh, is that what it was?
I said you're sensational.
Oh,
Come on.
thank you, but I didn't hear
I
it.
was like, yeah.
Do you know what it is? You rattle me, yeah? And you know that you're a trigger. You are a trigger. So I always have to be on edge.
If I speak within the shadows of your
Your mic, Brent.
1 2 1 2 1 2.
Can't hear nothing.
Hold on.
1 second, people.
If I speak within the shadows of your vocals, because you don't hear me, you're like, you must have said something.
Yeah.
What was
No,
it?
but you was killing me.
What was it?
That literally is the body language.
Say it in front of my face so I can respond to it, Negro.
Oh, I need a hug, man. Clearly.
Emmanuel,
Welcome.
she said she needs a hug, man.
Oh,
No,
yeah, so I was talking about you, Brent.
Oh, serious?
No,
Yeah.
I don't want to. No, I don't actually want one. No, boy, bye. No, I'm saying, you know when they're like, you need a hug because clearly you're very like.
That's right. That's right. All right, morning. Let me just do a quick.
Can Emmanuel introduce? He didn't introduce himself.
I did.
He didn't. No.
To be fair.
Speak, King.
What's my thing again?
Wow, and they call me E-Man.
Thank you very much. Pro-black
Hello.
activist. You know what I'm saying?
Why, you forgot the
I
rest?
don't know what happened. You know?
What?
Lesson that activism today, please.
Wow, Melanin jam-packed.
Of course. Melanin jam-packed and that.
No, clearly it's not. Well, of course, you don't even remember it.
No, do you know why?
Why?
'Cause I'm thinking about so many different things, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, you can't multitask.
I'm not a woman, no.
You said that me.
But yes, Gina, how are you?
I'm okay, thank you. I'm good.
People have missed you, man.
Aww.
Yeah.
Missed it too. Sorry, I had to go and get a check. No, I'm joking. I went to Sweden to do beats and bands, which was really good.
Give them a quick update as to what you've been getting up to.
Yeah, I just went to Sweden and it was interesting. I feel like, you know, when you go to those kind of spaces where the culture's different, I was very like nervous because I was like, oh, like I can do like a UK crowd because I feel like they get it and whatnot. But I was really nervous because I was like, how are they going to take to it? Like, is there a language barrier? Are you? Why did you look like a stress-free auntie man? Or why? Sorry.
She said never that.
Excuse who?
This is not where my joy is coming
you
from.
got the wrong Gina. Must have got the wrong Gina. But you know what? I'll take the stress-free auntie. Hello. But yeah, no, it was really good. They really took well to it. And before, when I was like speaking to a few people, they're like, yeah, Swedish people are quite reserved and keep themselves to themselves and stuff. So I thought, oh, you are really gonna make me work for my money, innit? But it was good. Like in the beginning, yes, everyone was a bit shy, but yeah, I managed to bring it out of them. So yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I got such good feedback.
Sick.
Such good feedback. So
Amazing. Are you enjoying this era of Just June?
I am.
All right, then.
I am, because things are just happening. It's God in it, as always. So, Jesus Christ. Yeah, things are just falling into place. So I'm really, really grateful.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
What sort of Swedish crowd was it?
It was mixed. So what I got told, so the people that booked me, what they said to me was, in Sweden, like, it's very, like, diverse. Like, yes, and the thing is, they're a black organization, right? So they're called We the Culture. So everything's about culture
dope.
and stuff. But they were like, the way Sweden is, everyone kind of comes to the events anyway. And obviously they're the minority, so like they kind of need the extra support. So the crowd was mixed. There was mainly black people there, but there was a lot of like
Blondes.
Yeah, and I was quite impressed. And yeah, and they were really getting stuck into it and stuff. So yeah, it was good.
That's good. That's good.
How long did you stay for?
I was there Friday to Monday.
How was the food? How was the
food?
locals?
Everyone was. It was normal. It was like I said, it wasn't. There was black people there, if you get what I mean. Like when we went to like the mall and stuff, and even like the hotel we stayed in, we met one Ghanaian couple, one auntie and uncle, and they were just making me laugh. Like, so I didn't feel like I was in another space, if you get what I mean. Like it wasn't obvious that I was in Sweden, and I feel like it's quite a diverse place. We went food-wise. They've got one burger place called Max's, top tier. And I don't even like burgers like that, but
What's so special about the burger?
it was just nice. It was like their version, I guess like their version of Five Guys or whatever, but like they do like proper chicken burgers, and their wings were. It was very nice.
Was it
very,
fried
very
chicken?
Nice. Pardon?
Fried chicken?
Yeah.
Oh.
That was just a really nice burger. Like a really if you go to
No, the
McDonald's,
wings. Was it fried?
if you go to
was it
McDonald's
grilled?
and you get a chicken, it's not. Do you know what I mean? But it was.
Was it grilled?
No, it was the. Do you think I was trying to? The hell went out the window, man. Do you know what it is? When I go to like those, when I go to events and stuff, it's like I don't want to be the difficult person. I'm just like, do you know, you're only here for a couple of days. It's not the end of the world. Do you get what I mean? So I did what the Romans did.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't want to have people hating on you, yeah. But when you do eat like something that's not healthy, yeah, do you think in the morning, okay, cool, I'm going to leave out certain calories, and then so I can enjoy it?
Yeah, so like, yeah. Or it depends. Because I was there to work out and stuff, yeah, it was all right because like it killed me.
Yeah.
The workout, like, and I had this afterwards. If you get what I mean, so it was fine. It was literally after the session, so it was alright. But I do try to like be mindful of how I eat. If you get what I mean. So if I'm not working out on a certain day, I'm not gonna, you know what I mean, go overboard or like whatever. I just try to be mindful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Why would people hate on me?
No, just in case you said no, I don't. You know, it's natural. It's okay. Just
No, but do you know what? One thing I will say though is I've built up like. Because I've been doing this for so long, my body generally like I can get away with a lot more things now than I could before, if you get what I mean. So me having like a bad food day, oh, Christy, I'm gonna have to disagree with that one, girl. But it's fine. Me eating a bad meal, like I can have a bad food run for a couple weeks, even months. If I'm gonna be honest with you, now I'm at that point. I can have a bad food run for a couple months, but in that process I'm still quite active. So it's only if I completely like take the mick and I'm not moving, and that's very, very rare. So yeah.
Okay. Well, we're gonna have to get into the show. Like I said to the people yesterday, we're gonna tackle this dilemma.
Before we start, please. You said something about Christy, but nobody had any
Oh
context.
crap! Sorry.
Okay, so Christy said that she finally watched Sinners and she thought it was a 7 out of 10, and I watched Sinners and I'm giving it a 5. Sorry, I think the problem is and usually I try to block out the noise, but for this one I couldn't because there was just so much online. I think my expectations were really high based on everything I was seeing. So yes, Brent, in that case, I didn't take it in for what it was. I had a certain expectation and it didn't meet that for me. So for me, I wouldn't watch it again. Do you get what I mean? And again, I've had friends say, "Oh, it's so sick, I've watched it twice, or I'm gonna go watch it again and stuff." So when I'm hearing all of that, I'm thinking, yeah. But I was just like, it's not a bad film.
Yeah.
So maybe a 5 is no, because I think 5 is average.
5 is average, which is it's poor. It's not
really
it's not worth recommending to
not
anyone.
really, because I feel like 5 being average. No, if it was poor, if it was poor and not worth recommending, I'd give it less than that. So I'm not saying don't go and see it, but for me, it just was
You wouldn't watch it again.
Would
though.
you
No.
tell anybody
100%
that they should go to the cinema to watch a 5 out of 10?
So for me, like I said, one thing I did say was I wished I watched it at home. Sorry, no offense.
What was the question actually?
Would I recommend someone to go to the cinema?
And what's your 5 out of 10?
No, because again, like I said, I wished I just watched it at home.
Yeah, 5 out of 10 is a poor rating.
Is it? For me, it's an
For
average.
anything.
I just think it's an average rating, though.
Average is not something that people aspire to.
I know, but it's not what people aspire to, but it's also not like the worst. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So in my head, I'm like, I'm not rubbishing it completely.
You are.
Is it?
100%.
Oh, that's a shame.
But that's fine. And you did say that you consumed
How
a
can you
lot.
say five is crazy? I came here with hate in my heart. I didn't hate the film though. I didn't hate the film. I think, like I said, the problem was I had very, very, very high expectations. And because it didn't meet my expectations, I left feeling very underwhelmed. But that's my truth and that's my honesty. So it is what it is.
Fred thinks you're a tomato.
Why a tomato?
Because you went with hate in your heart.
Okay. I actually didn't.
It doesn't matter. You don't like the show, you don't like the show. You think it was crap, you think it was crap, it's fine. But you said you consumed a lot of...
content online.
Yeah, beforehand.
Yeah, I did. That I think that's, like I said, I think that's what the problem was.
That's so interesting. I know that can, you know...
I just went in there really, really like, yeah. Do you know what I mean?
What did you expect to see?
I don't know. I just
more.
Michael B. Jordan fine though, and seeing him as a twin, whoo child.
2 of them.
Yeah, man. Yeah. God took his time.
Which did you prefer?
They were the same. Like, not that they were the same character-wise. Character-wise.
Irish, Italian.
Sorry?
The Get Up.
Which one was Irish and which one was Italian?
The one that
one had like the fedora hat and the other one had... If I'm honest
Peaky Blinders.
Let me be honest with you. Do you know the one that I preferred? The one who didn't go after the white woman. Because what happened?
So, but you seen it now?
No, I haven't.
He hasn't.
Oh,
But that is all
I've
I'm
seen
going to
pictures
say.
and stuff, and
Okay.
I just assumed that it was an Irish Get Up. But anyway,
Do you know what's really funny? Not supporting a black business is very anti-black. Do you know why I find that so
who
interesting?
said that? There was like a budge.
Huh?
no.
No, someone whose
White
opinion I don't.
rabbit.
Someone whose opinion I don't generally give a shit about.
His name
yeah?
is not White Robert, by the way.
But is it? But do you know what my thing is? I don't get. This is the problem. I didn't say I hated the film, and because I didn't really enjoy it, now I'm anti-black. Okay,
Yeah. Don't.
fuck off, respectfully. Because you always have a lot of shit to chat. You think I'm Esther? I dare you.
What does that mean?
Don't try me. Because he always likes to poke. And like I always say, as you in person, your energy is never gonna match. So shut up. Sorry. Because I don't get how you're gonna call me anti-black because I said I didn't like the film.
He's always pressing black women, you know. Always. That's anti-black.
Which is why I said fuck
That's
off.
anti-black. That is anti-black.
Anyway.
White Robert. You ain't beating the charges, bro. You ain't beating the charges. So the themes that you saw on there, it's light work for your Christianity.
It's not even that. Like I think it's good. I think it's actually good to watch in terms of like the themes that they spoke about and the conversations like that have been had about the film. I think it's good. I don't want to spoil it. That's why I don't want to.
You interested in any blood play?
Am I interested? No.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Didn't tickle your...
No.
don't-
Not at all. No.
Mm.
Not at all.
Fair.
Can I be honest? I think they could have gone deeper. You know.
How do you mean?
Again, I don't want to spoil it, so I don't want to talk about it. When you've watched it, then we can like proper like deep dive.
So it was just shallow bites.
I'm not talking about the biting you No, but I know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
I think they could have explored the again, I don't want to spoil it, so it's hard to talk about it.
That's all right. I'll try and watch it as soon as possible. I'll find the time. Really keep saying that. Emmanuel, it was supposed to be an update from yesterday's.
Yes, but we need to give Gina some context because she's a solution-based person for every dilemma.
You want to ask a couple questions first before you give it the context?
Yes.
About the ick stuff. And
But the what stuff?
He said ick.
Ick stuff.
About ick.
Yes, okay.
First of all, Gina, this is not related to what he's about to say. if you're courting a man, or the man's courting you, sorry, I just slipped, Freudian slip. Man's courting you, and he tells you this weekend he's off to WrestleMania.
Sorry, yeah.
Is that right off?
No.
Oh, it's
No, because you like what you like, man.
I like that.
I can't, like, you like what you like. It's fine.
Fair.
No, but that is funny, though.
How about Comic-Con?
Again, you like what you like.
And he dresses up.
Can I be honest? I would laugh at you. Like, I wouldn't, like, I'd mock you. Like, it'd be a running joke.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, if I see you in costume, that one, whoo, ciao, I don't know. But off, like, from the jump, I wouldn't judge you. Cause
How about the furry convention?
I don't know what that is.
When you dress up like a big, fluffy, furry dog.
To go and do what?
To meet other furries.
That one is insanity. So do you bark as well?
I think they do, you know.
Yeah. Sometimes they take it to the bench, innit?
No, because you know how like there's like fitness conventions and stuff like that, and some people might find that really nerdy.
What fitness conventions do you go to? Dress up as furries?
No, you don't dress up as, but I'm just saying like there's like conventions in it. Someone might be like, all right.
So that's the same?
No, I'm just saying like everyone likes what they like.
All right, cool. So furries is cool.
That one, you're putting on the first suit, and then you're walking around, and then you barking at people and acting.
It's the backing that will basically
It's
set you off.
insanity. It's insanity.
All right, fair. The my due diligence. All right, Emmanuel.
Yes. So, same guy you're courting. Sorry, the guy, you know, whatever Brent said, man. You're dating this guy, yeah. And he's 29 years old, but he lives at home. Will that stop anything? Will that stop the progress of you guys getting to know each other?
No.
Cool.
I think people forget what day and age we're in, you know. I generally think people forget, and I think they forget, like, because he lives is a thing. And, like, I don't think there's anything wrong with living at home, especially if, like, you're building for your future. Because ultimately, what's the alternative? Oh, let me move out and struggle so people can rate me that I live by myself. Like, because, again, I don't subscribe to that. I will never, do you know what I mean? Unless... I mean, if you have the means, then do your thing in it. But yeah, I wouldn't judge you.
Okay. I think that was the only other question, though, bro.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
So let me set the scene for you now. Yeah. So you've got one of our good listeners who wrote in.
Sorry, one more, Gina. One more that came out of that particular conversation. If you're living at home past a certain age. Are you paying towards the bills?
Yes.
And
I think you 100% should.
Okay.
Just because even from just getting you used to what that looks like when you're out on your own and it not being a complete shock, it's good practice. Do you get what I mean? So I would advise it.
How about if your mother from early doors was pressing you to start contributing?
I mean, that is annoying. I think that's the story of my life. But
and when she sees how well you're doing, there's a little jealousy, so she presses it more for more.
Trigger.
Do you see it as jealousy?
No, I don't see it as jealousy. I think there's different ways to look at it. I think one thing I've realized is sometimes certain parents look at their kids as like financial freedom and put a lot of pressure on their children, which I don't think is fair. Especially because they're also trying to find their feet. Do you get what I mean? So I think it's about a balance. There's nothing wrong with contributing at home, but I think if the pressure is for you to be like the sole breadwinner and it's not realistic, I think it can cause the child or whoever to like get a bit resentful because it's pressure that they don't need.
Yes.
Well, thanks.
Kofi says, Gina is a real one. Whoever marries Gina has a good woman.
Thank you, Mian.
True indeed. All right, let me provide some context now for this dilemma. So it's a lot, so I'm not going to read it all, yeah? But I'm just gonna, kind of skim through it and give you the most important parts so you're up to scratch. So there's a gentleman called who wrote into the show. He's 29, black man, still living with his mum, right? She's a single parent. They've been alone together for as long as he can remember. To be more specific, since he was 7.
Okay.
By themselves, yeah? He stopped being in contact with his dad when he was 18. He's now 29, yeah? Cool. He's now asking the question of, is he selfish for wanting his own space? Is it okay for him to put his own needs first, even when he knows that his absence will affect his mum, right? So this is initially where it started from. Obviously, he's pondering some philosophical questions like, are we doomed by the decisions of our parents? And he also mentioned that his mum relied on him emotionally and practically for so long. And he's not too sure on how he can untangle that without her feeling like he's abandoning her. So these are all his thoughts, yeah?
And you know what's mad about that as well, right? The moment another woman steps into his life, do you know what drama that's going to cause?
Exactly what Christy said.
Because his mum's in a relationship with him, and that is a common thing that happens when mothers are no longer with their partners. Their sons then have to be their partner.
Is that an ick for you? Is that a red flag?
An ick.
It's
definitely it's a red flag in the sense of you being that person walking into that situation. Good luck, because there is a lot that you are going to have to deal with, and if you can handle it, by all means. But it's not going to be an easy journey because you're going to be dealing with someone who is battling between you and their mum, and because of that entanglement, unfortunately, their mum is going to always come first. Whereas I believe, like even in the Bible, like once you're married and stuff, like you have to separate from your parents. But unless your mum has that emotional wisdom, intellect to see it as that, she's going to cause problems between you and your wife and make it seem as if your wife is the bad person. But unless you're going to marry your son, my dear.
There's a lot of information. Is this experience?
Do you know what?
Cool blood.
No, you know what? I haven't dated a mummy's. Have I dated a mummy's boy? Not completely. I've seen traits and stuff, but I think, yeah. I think Adelaide is like that. So, I witness it.
Wow, okay.
Drewski hands.
Cool.
I'm very privy. So I think I have a lot of experience, secondhand experience.
So for that, if that guy that's courting you makes you aware that that's his situation, would you like, all right, could we step back? Or would you still persist if you really like the guy and see what's what?
I think because I'm a sucker,
you're still in.
I'm going to see. You want me to say it again on the back?
No, it's fine.
Oh, yeah. I think it depends how much I like him. I guess it depends how far it is. But I definitely would know that, Wahala is going to be in this situation. And I think it's hard and it's unfair. Yeah, it's hard and it's unfair. But, yeah.
George in the chat, she says, it's not something that happens with mothers and sons. It happens with daughters. Emotionally dependent parents stifle their children's growth. I think it definitely happens with sons as well,
100% it happens with sons.
Yeah.
I got 2 older brothers. Like, it definitely... I love you, Mom. It definitely happens with sons. Sorry. It goes both ways. I'm not saying it's exclusive to sons. I think it can happen both ways. But I generally... Because I don't see... And I guess maybe it's because there are more single mothers than single fathers. Maybe that's why I'm leaning more towards the son's conversation. But I rarely hear that dynamic with daughters and their fathers. Like it being that point of it being an entanglement to the point where they have to pick between their dad and their partner.
Yeah, that's insane.
It's very rare. It's not as common. Not saying it doesn't happen, but yeah.
I don't think a man will do that though.
As a man, right?
Yeah. Like a dad wouldn't be like, no, I don't think so. Anyway, let me give you a bit more to the story as well. So obviously, again, he asked some more philosophical questions. He says, you know what, I feel like the expectation, or he's saying arguably the expectation to take care of our parents seems stronger than the expectation for parents to set a solid foundation for their children.
1,000. Preach, preacher. Preach.
And he also says, moving out feels like I'm breaking some unspoken rule, like I'm choosing independence over loyalty. But at the same time, I can't help but think that staying with her has kept me from fully stepping into adulthood. So he's aware of all these things, right?
Yeah.
So he's basically goes on to say it's hard to build a relationship, to even meet someone seriously when I'm still living at home. So this is the reason why we asked that question initially. The dating pool feels smaller because whether it's fair or not, a lot of good women may see still living with parents as a red flag. If I had my own place, would it make me more likely to find a partner, right? To eventually start my own family. And if that's true, then is staying out of guilt actually making my future harder? Right? So these are all the questions that he basically asks, right? So we went into it, everyone started talking about different things on the Wednesday, and we asked for more information. So he provided the information, like how much do you earn and all that sort of stuff, just to see if he was maybe projecting and making excuses for why he hasn't left home. So he's come back to us and said, yo, okay, guys, more context. I earn 85K a year. I earn 85.
Yeah, you can afford to live. You don't need to live at home,
100%,
babes.
right?
You can leave.
He takes home, just to break it down a bit further, every month he takes home 4,300. Yeah?
Oh, what are we doing here?
He's also saved just over £120,000.
What are we doing here?
Specifically towards buying a place and the rest being a safety net. This is purely savings from my employment since graduating in 2018. Yeah, he lives in London. He's been with his mum, like I said to you before, since he was 7. No contact with his dad since 18. That was his choice. No more context needed. He pays £500 a month towards the rent, right? But this doesn't include his contributions to utilities, food, ad hoc household costs, whatever comes up in it. But as a standard, £500, he pays that towards the rent. Cool. Also, his mum is in and out of work, right? Which makes joint finances touch and go, hence the motivation for significant savings. So that was the additional information that he gave us. So I think that kind of spoke to him saying, cool, I could leave, but I genuinely am staying, or it's taking me longer to go because I'm thinking about my mum.
No, but it sounds like, this is what I'm saying. I can tell that he's there because of his mum.
There you go.
Like, it's very, very clear.
Cool.
However, I think if I was in that situation and I would still leave.
Okay.
Because I can see that it says his mum's in her early 60s. That means she's about to retire soon. So when she retires, what are you going to do? Because if we're talking about her, do you know what I mean? If we're talking about her work being touch and go and whatnot, if she retires at 65, if she does retire at 65 or like it's in the near future, so then what are you going to do? Because then you having to think about her financially and stuff is only going to get worse. If career-wise, if she's not going to be earning as much or like, do you know what I mean? So you are her retirement plan. So what difference is it going to make?
Well,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Don't talk too soon. Let's get into today's update. So everyone who's listening, make a note. This is the new stuff, right? He's answered all the questions that we asked yesterday, yeah? All right. So, hey, TDA team, what's today's mathematics? Funny enough, today's mathematics is wisdom. So we're going to use wisdom here. I'm telling you, Supreme Mathematics is always apt. Anyway, so answering the questions, he says, my mum is in her early 60s, like Gina said there. She has been anxious whenever the topic is raised, more than just the natural parental anxiety, as in how she would cope, etc., etc. She is the opposite of pushing for her own space. But at the same time, she has no significant worries about me being on my own. Uni was a great time for me, so that was expected. I don't see much difference between me living with my mum or buying a place and my mum living with me. So I'm not really considering that as an option, but happy to hear thoughts on this. That's because yesterday people were saying the dynamic would be different if you went out, bought your own house and had your mum living with you. You're more in control rather than your mum.
I don't think it's going to make a difference, to be honest with you. That's not what the solution would be.
Okay.
I think they need time apart. Like they're too... do you know what I mean? The codependency is crazy. No matter what way you look at it. So what? You're going to go buy a house and live with your mum and then you're going to get a girlfriend who's going to come round and then it's going to... Do you know what I mean? And especially if you're concerned about dating and you're talking about dating, that's not going to work. In my opinion anyway. But yeah, sorry to interrupt.
Sorry. The next point, he talks about being in East London, because initially, I think maybe, let's just say a month or so ago, he wrote in a dilemma speaking about wanting to move to a place where he found out it's heavily populated by Asians, isn't it?
I remember him.
Yes, the same guy.
Yeah,
Same guy.
okay, I remember
Cool.
him.
So basically, the East London point, for those who don't know, he says was in reference to my first submission some time ago, so it can be ignored. But for context, as requested, there was a good deal on a property in East London where it's no longer being considered. Places I'm willing to buy are not within 5 to 10 miles of where I live, as prices are overinflated, and committing to a mortgage on them is unaffordable in the sense that it's something I'm not willing to pay for. Cool. Next point, Christy was right to question the single black mother narrative. I was only speaking to my dynamic with my mum and the fact that most black single parent households are led by single mums, but I could see a similar situation with a daughter raised by a single dad if they had that same dynamic. Well, you kind of touched on that, innit? I don't see it. But anyway, no issues with women, he says, but also not that interest in settling down yet. Possibly, if anything, I may unknowingly be putting off being in a committed relationship, as that and moving out would be 2 key changes for my mum to deal with alone. But that's me trying to see it from a different point of view. As I see no problem here, it wouldn't be fair to place that on my mum or external factors, as there are too many things to consider. Also, weird to say, but I'm decent looking, I guess. I'm 6'2", a gym goer with a beard, a strong hairline for those questioning his physicals, right? Next thing he says, Iman's question on what I think would happen in a month's time if I moved out now is probably the key part of my anxiety, as I have no idea, in all honesty. Whether she's understating how difficult it would be out of pride or overstating it out of worry, her words alone aren't final. And moving out before knowing the reality is probably the key dilemma.
But do you know what? You're never going to know until you move out though. So you can sit here and ponder left, right, up, down, circles, back, front, squares, triangles. You're never going to know until you move out, personally. So I would just move.
He also says to provide some balance and not to seem like I'm the only one, and not seem like I'm only given one side. I'm quite a chilled and reserved person, maybe even cold at times. So being emotionally available is a conscious decision rather than my natural being. I'm most engaged with people in person as opposed to frequent check-ins over the phone or virtually. Naturally, I won't be able to provide or receive the same level of assurance living outside of the house as I do living with my mum, which may be another concern for her. Whether that's a codependency issue, I guess that can be discussed. For the people that want me to ask my mum whether she wants to be more sexually active in the house after I leave, I'll get back to you. This was not mentioned or questioned, but when I was away at university, I wasn't that far away, and she had a much stronger circle. That has diminished significantly since 2017 to 2019, in most, if not all cases, irrevocably. The aim has always been to move out, so the next update, if any, will be once I get the keys. Cool. People, what's your thoughts? Gina, what's your thoughts?
I'd still leave. The thing is, I completely understand like where he's coming from and stuff, and like, but I feel like if he doesn't, I can't see there ever being a breaking point to this, if you get what I mean, because your mum's only going to get older, and I feel like you're only going to not feel more guilty, but do you get what I mean? I feel like with every situation, the longer you kind of leave it and ponder, the less likely you are to leave. And if we're talking about you starting a family, having children, meeting a partner and stuff, I don't think that's going to change if you continue to like live for your mum, if you get what I mean, because that's what it sounds like. And I appreciate all the concerns you have, and I feel like it's just about finding ways around it. So, for example, if you prefer the check-ins, maybe move somewhere close to her, or where the commute to her is not that far, so you can actually still kind of commute and get to see her. Do you get what I mean? And still build that relationship. If it's a finance thing, I don't know. Maybe you stay in the house and you get her, maybe you get her a flat, or she downsizes. Do you get what I mean? Like, I think there's just ways around it, but ultimately for me, you need to leave. That's, for me, the bottom line is you need to leave. Yeah. That's just how I'm seeing this whole dilemma. And I think it's about leaving and finding a way to still, I guess, maintain that relationship with your mum. Because I'm not saying that you shouldn't have that relationship with your mum, but just having it so you don't feel like you can't move forward in life because of her. Because this is going to sound really harsh here, but from the way it's sounding, you're probably not going to be able to move on until she's no longer here. Because that's what it sounds like. Because like I said, she's only going to get older, right? Which means she's going to need more support. So if that's the case and that's the direction we're going down, if she's going to require and need more support, then you're definitely not going to leave or want to or feel like you can. And do you get what I mean? Yeah. So I just think he needs to leave personally, and figure out a way to do it that doesn't impact her or him as much.
Yesterday, Stacey was talking about potentially maybe sending her away on a holiday with some of her friends, that sort of stuff, to kind of get her back into the whole relying on her circle of friends and things of that nature. Obviously, he's basically said that her circle of friends has diminished significantly, innit? But what sort of things do you think he could do to help in that transition?
Does she not have like siblings or like other family members? Because community it's like you can't be her only source of community. So yeah, I agree. I think maybe try to get her a bit more social or active with like other people. Maybe find her a partner. I mean, that's not your job, but do you know what I mean? Maybe encourage her to start dating again. Because again, that might be something that allows her to get out there and be a bit more independent.
Jen just is doubling down on what she was saying yesterday, man. She says, I think he needs therapy. All I hear is excuses. The way he describes his mother is reflective of his own behavior. He's literally demonstrating how he perceives his mum. And I think Ed is basically chimes in and basically says he enjoys being her second husband. He's as locked to her as she is to him. You think that's the case?
I can definitely see some elements of that in there. I can. But I think someone made a point earlier and was like, do you know what? You can only give, like, I can only speak on my relationship with my parents and how I would behave. Do you get what I mean? So there is to take that into consideration.
Maggie says, I think he has his own hesitation about leaving. I don't think we can put all that on mum, basically. Maybe he needs to examine that more. So everyone's pretty much saying, well, not everyone, but people are pretty much saying that. I think you're right, man. He just has to leave. He has to leave. But I think he has to transition it slowly. Yesterday, I was basically saying, let her be involved in terms of, not in terms of choosing, but be involved in the process of you finding your next place. So at least it kind of prepares her mind and she feels like, you know what I mean? It's somewhat on her terms. She's involved in it. It's not like, oh, mom, I'm going to be leaving in 2 months. Yeah. It's going to be in, I don't know, East time. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? It's like she can feel like, oh, I'm in it. You can get home, talk about the process. Oh, I like this and da-da-da-da-da. And then maybe slip in there, you know what? Sometimes when you come over, that's your room. You know what I'm saying? One of them sort of things.
Yeah, I get you.
So she doesn't feel like, oh, you know what? You just abandoned her. But 100%, man, like you do need to move, man. You have to move, especially as you feel like for yourself, you know it's time. It's not. He doesn't sound like one of those deluded people that feel like, oh yeah, you know, there is no time, whatever. He's like, no, I feel like this is stifling me. So how do I, you know what I mean? How do I maneuver in this situation? So you've got the right mentality, man. You've got the funds as well.
That's why I feel like you just need to move. Because like we can sit here and talk about this till we're blue in the face and go, but that's why I said go around in circles, squares, up, down, left, right, back and forth, because you talking about the real dilemma is like what's the reality once you leave. We can sit here and talk about it for days, but the reality is never going to be a reality until you leave. So you just got to go.
Yeah. Just a reminder though, he did say that obviously she's been anxious whenever the topic is raised, more than just the natural parental anxiety and stuff. But still, yeah, she's going to be like that.
But that's my point. So at what point is she not going to be like that?
She's going to be like that.
It's not going to happen until she's not here. And that's why I keep saying God forbid, because it sounds harsh, but it's not going to change.
Yeah, man. I think involve her in the process, man. And make her feel like she's part of it. Yeah, that's just, life is hard sometimes, man. You just got to do it. But yes, hopefully that was helpful, man. Hopefully, if you are listening back to the show, read through the chat as well so you can see other people's opinions as well. But yeah, I think like we've kind of, dealt with that. Brent, anything you want to add?
Nope.
Okay. All right, let's get on to our headlines. All right, people. First headline. If Mark was here, he would be super happy. The UK has experienced its hottest May day on record, with temperatures soaring to 29.3 degrees Celsius, man, at Kew Gardens in London.
Mate, I was at a wedding yesterday. I was melting.
This unprecedented heat has prompted warnings from emergency services about the increased risk of wildfires and the dangers of open water swimming. The Met Office has urged the public to take precautions during this unexpected heat wave. This record-breaking temperature surpasses the previous high for May 1st, highlighting the ongoing impact of climate change on the UK's weather patterns. Next headline, and Harrods has been targeted by cyber hackers in the latest attempted cyber attack on major UK retailers. Obviously, remember the other day we spoke about M&S, same sort of thing happening to them. The luxury London department store confirmed it has been fighting attempts to gain unauthorized access to some of our systems after major brands, Marks & Spencer's and the Co-op Group, recently endured similar incidents. The store said it had been forced to restrict internet access across its sites on Thursday as a precautionary measure, but reassured customers that they can continue to shop on its sites. It comes as a cybersecurity expert warned the flurry of high-profile hacks seen recently are only the tip of an iceberg of attacks daily. Next headline, and trigger warning on this one, people. Big trigger warning. A jury has been shown footage of an alleged killer attacking a man in a frenzied stabbing while having sex with... Come on, man. Sorry, guys. Whilst having sex with him in West London. Justin Mosquera, who's 35, is accused of murdering both Albert Alfonso, 62, and Paul Longworth, 71, before dismembering and decapitating them, packing body parts into suitcases, and taking them to Clifton Suspension Bridge in Bristol last July. The Old Bailey heard that Mr. Alfonso paid Mr. Mosquera for extreme sex, which with their knowledge was often filmed and posted online. Mr. Longworth, Mr. Alfonso's partner, was aware of the activities but was not involved. Mr. Mosquera, who is a Colombian national, previously admitted the manslaughter of Mr. Alfonso in a loss of control and blamed Mr. Longworth's death on Mr. Alfonso. This was rejected by the prosecution, and Mr. Mosquera is charged with 2 counts of murder. The footage of the attack, along with its soundtrack, which captured the sound of someone appearing to struggle to breathe, was watched in silence by the jury at the Old Bailey. This is crazy.
That is... What?
Brent and Gina.
And this is here as well.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm watching a film.
In fact, let me add the last line. I was going to leave that out. But anyway, it was recorded on 4 cameras set up in the bedroom at the Shepherd's Bush flat to record sex sessions with Mr. Alfonso and Mr. Mosquera, who is then seen singing and dancing in the aftermath of the attack.
Nuts. He must have been high on something, boy.
Insane. Benagino, yeah? Mm-hmm. You guys have been called out for jury service, right? And this is what they're showing you. Mm-hmm. What are you doing?
What do you mean, what am I doing? What?
Are you saying, Your Honor, sorry, I'm out. I can't do this.
Oh, no, I'm going to be locked in. Do you know what it is? It's too intriguing. My brain is like, you know when I used to work in a law firm, yeah, I used to... and I was dealing with one case, I was looking at the post-mortem pictures, like literally. I find that stuff so fascinating. So I'm going to be the first person in line every day. Ready.
Wait, what about yourself?
It's my bag, I'm not going to lie.
What's the summary of the thing?
These people are involved in like extreme sex.
Yeah.
I think it's 3 men involved.
Yeah.
Whilst having sex with him, he's stabbing him, killing him. And then after he kills the guy...
Is it gay sex?
Yeah.
Grindr stuff.
I think it's worse than that, man. It's extreme stuff that you put on certain websites.
As in, they find one Grindr and then do that kind of stuff.
I think they're in a relationship, no?
One of them, yeah. So one of them he's with, and the other one is a...
You know the actor that we kind of spoke on yesterday?
Yeah.
And there was a show where he was playing a character, right? Well.
Yes.
Right?
Question.
He found the guy on Grindr.
Yeah, no, I remember.
There was like a little bit of murder.
I don't remember that, but yeah. No, there was no murder. It was it's the guy's face.
Was it murder play?
I don't know, maybe is there murder? I don't know what murder play is. No, but the guy did essay him though. In the thing that you're talking about.
So wait, you're talking about the Ghanaian guy?
Yeah.
Okay, I gathered that's who you were talking about, even though it wasn't here.
Why is that said into your memory?
Because I know who you're talking about.
Because he's Ghanaian.
I just remember him, and I remember the show. You lot haven't said anything, and I wasn't here.
And you know,
but
you can
straight
see it
away,
in your face. Yeah.
I knew where you were. I knew.
Christ, Jesus Christ. So what am I doing am I staying in the duration? Of course I'm staying.
Okay.
By the way,
come back too quick.
just to confirm, yeah, because I'm not staying because it's the gay sex. It's the
course.
murdering. I show you, mama. It's the drama.
The violence, basically.
I'm just like, oh my gosh, murder! Like, this is so intriguing.
Yeah, sitting there.
Are you dumb? No. Don't you watch thrillers? And like, I was talking about this the other day, and I was like, if I'm watching a film and no one dies within the first like 5 minutes, first 5-10 minutes, I'm
boring.
But what? Someone needs to die. Like, I need someone to die, and not in and it needs to be nuts.
He said, "Jesus, hug me."
I need it to be nuts. Then I'm gonna be like, I'm awake. All right, let's get through this series. No, because it's like it's just interesting. It just piques my brain. Yeah. Have you started watching the new Tom Hardy thing?
Mob.
Band? I was gonna ask you. I was gonna message you yesterday to do what you always do for me. Thank you so much. Because I started and Georgia wasn't giving me Vim, so I'm gonna watch it by myself because.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm reading the chat and I don't even know what you guys are exposed to, man. Anyway, that's the end of the headline, guys. Let's get into our topic of the day. All right, people. So we kind of teased this particular topic of the day. Yeah, was it yesterday or maybe 2 days ago? And this is about something that happened, I believe, maybe a week or so ago. And this is a situation in football, women's football, to be specific, between Mr. Ian Wright and Miss Eni Aluko. Yeah, both black people, both legends in their particular fields, and essentially, let me give you some backstory. Essentially, again, Eni Aluko, she's a former England striker. She's a football pundit now. She made comments suggesting that Ian Wright's prominent role in women's football, right, might be limiting opportunities for female pundits. And I was trying to remember her words, but I think she pretty much said that he should be aware of that fact, essentially, yeah. I'll get a quote later. Ian Wright obviously responded, and he publicly addressed these comments, right? And he said that he's pretty much disappointed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He stated that he couldn't accept her apology, basically, when she apologized.
Yeah.
And he emphasized, obviously, his long-standing support for women's football and the reason why he puts in effort to support the game. You know what I'm saying? ITV, obviously, they're involved in the situation that happened on their platform. They released a statement backing Ian Wright, highlighting his respected status in the sport and his contributions to both men and women's football. They described him, obviously, as an incredible advocate and ally, brilliant broadcaster of women's football from grassroots to the highest international competitions. These are their words in their statement. Following all of this stuff, our sister, Eni Aluko, she's now announced that she would be stepping back from co-hosting the Women's Football Awards. We spoke about it yesterday. And basically...
Why? Because she's had a lot of backlash?
That's what it seems like, yeah. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Again, she apologized, but obviously Ian Wright said, I can't accept your apology.
Do you know what I think the problem here was? Because they know each other, right?
Yeah.
Personally, and they've got a relationship. So I guess for him, you know when you're thinking, huh?
Yeah. Why didn't you tell me
like,
this?
I would have been, if that was me and that was someone that I knew and I had a personal relationship with, I would have been flabbergasted. Like, absolutely flabbergasted, because it's like, wow, like, you could have picked up the phone, we could have had this conversation, but you've kind of not blasted me on air publicly, but like, yeah, I think I get why he felt the way he felt, if you get what I mean, to be like, you're only apologizing because you've got backlash, because you didn't think what you were saying was bad. And those are your genuine, those are your genuine thoughts about me. And I meant to be your bedroom. But you didn't want to tell me that. You decided to tell the world publicly. And now everyone's giving you backlash and lifted up your skirt. Now you want to apologize. Do you know what I mean? That's how it comes across. So the apology doesn't come across genuine because you said what you said.
Yeah. I want to read out her statement. She said, the Women's Football Awards holds a special place in my heart. It was the first time an event of this scale was created solely to celebrate the incredible achievements in women's football. And I'm so proud to have been part of it since the beginning. However, I've decided to step back from being part of the hosting lineup this year. I don't want anything to deflect from the joy, the recognition and celebration that this event is all about. This event belongs to the players, coaches, fans, and everyone who has worked tirelessly to elevate the women's game. It seems sad though, man. I'll be honest with you. I feel for Ian Wright in it, right? Because I feel like, why would you? Everything you basically just said, but I feel like at the same time, if I was here, I wouldn't say I don't accept your apology.
Do you know what it is though? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you can have an opinion, right?
Yeah.
And you don't have to name drop. Like, you can say things, yeah,
True indeed.
and speak your truth without name dropping. You can be discreet about it to protect relationships. That's, to me, that's what she should have done.
Yeah.
I think that would have been the more professional approach, especially knowing that the person's name you're going to drop, you have a relationship with.
Yeah.
So you don't care about the relationship. Because what did you think was going to happen? You've now come and like thrown dirt on my name publicly, right? And the expectations for me is to be like, oh, you know what, it's fine. Because everyone's gonna be like, right, what, have you and my girl got a problem? And I'll be like, no, I didn't know we had a problem. Clearly we do. Do you get what I mean? Like she went about it in the wrong way, personally. So you have to like, she has to hold herself accountable.
Yeah.
And again, for me, the apology thing is like, when you were saying what you were saying, you knew what you were saying. You said it on the public mainstream. Do you get what I mean? There weren't even a heads up to say like, yo, I'm not gonna lie, I had this. Do you know what I mean? There's just, I don't know, man. I think she's getting the day she deserves. Like, it's sad, but we have to take accountability for our actions, innit? So
I'll be honest with you there. I feel as though this is probably the sentiment of a lot of people. Like, everything that she said, I feel like, again, I could be wrong, falls in line with those who claim to be feminists. I'll be real.
Huh?
I think it falls in line with a lot of those people who claim to be feminists. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you know what? Women should be doing this. Da, da, da. I don't think she said anything that the feminists out there don't agree with.
And this is the thing, but you didn't have to drop a man's name.
True.
Someone that you claim is your friend and you've got a relationship with, and someone that you respect. You don't respect him, because if you did respect him, you wouldn't have called out his name. Is he not even your uncle? Is he not your elder? Do you understand what I mean? So it's like, yeah.
Why do you think that he shouldn't have said I don't accept it?
I don't know, because I feel like it became...
And do you think he would have said that if it was a white woman who said that?
Oh, no. I think Ian Wright is a solid guy, man. I think he would have said it if it was a white person, yeah. I think so. I don't think he would have made that distinction between the two of them. If he wouldn't have said it, though, if it was a white woman and he didn't say it, it would be because maybe he was thinking, there's no real allegiance. I don't expect nothing of her. But as this is my sister, somebody who I've helped in some capacity, we have our own personal relationship, whatever, that's hurt me. It's disappointed me. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't accept her apology. But at the same time, that's me trying to find something there in it. But for me, I feel as though as soon as he said that, it kind of gave license. And I'm not saying he did this intentionally or maliciously, but it gave license to people to hate on it.
But you know why I have an issue with stuff like that though, yeah? Because then when you start doing that, you shift the conversation. Because the real issue is she shouldn't have said what she said in the first place.
Right,
and that's what annoys me.
Yeah.
It's like when trolls come for me, yeah, and then I put them on blast and then people are like, oh, you shouldn't. Shut up. Like, close your... What do you mean? Oh, you should be the bigger... No, I'm not being the bigger... I'm miniature today. How about that? Like, the expectation is for me to not respond in that manner and give them clout, or like, because everybody else is gonna... Because I've got the bigger platform, everybody else is gonna really get onto them. But then, basically you're saying that what they said originally was okay. And now you're policing how I should handle being disrespected in the first place. How about I shouldn't have been disrespectful, full stop. So I hate when conversations like shift in that way, because you're removing the blame. And now it's like, oh, Ian Wright's bad mind for saying that he doesn't accept her apology. How about she shouldn't have said it in the first place?
Yeah.
What about that?
No, fair enough. But I guess in my head, I was just seeing it as she has apologized. I can deal with it behind closed doors.
Oh, but she didn't deal with me behind closed doors.
I know.
You know what it is? It's because I'm petty. That's what the problem is. I am petty. So, yeah. Especially when you're, you know what I have an issue with? You know when you're minding your own business and you catch bullets for you're thinking, excuse me? Excuse me. I'll even tell you a little story like afterwards. Because it's not similar, but it's how I dealt with someone this week. And I just thought, wow. you really think I'm man them? And I thought, oh, you know what? We're not doing that because this is work related. So I'm going to deal with you as per my last email, kind regards vibes. Because I know it's going to rattle your brain. But yeah.
Let me give you the words that she actually said, yeah? So again, to provide context for everybody who's not heard it themselves, right? So bear in mind, she works for ITV as well, yeah? She said, I've worked with Ian a long time. And, you know, I think he's a brilliant broadcaster, but I think he's aware of just how much he's doing in the women's game. I think he should be aware of that. The matter of fact is, there's a limited amount of spaces available. If we had a situation where there was an equal opportunity in the men's game for broadcasters and coaches that there is in the women's game, it's a free for all. But that's not the case. I can't dominate the men's game in the way that, you know, you used Ian as an example. Basically, Ian can. Right? This is what she said. Was she just talking facts though?
So we started from the beginning?
So she's basically saying...
no, like, I want to... Word for word. Like,
cool.
I want to
hear
what she said.
So she said... okay, let me give it even a bit more thingy. So she had an appearance on Radio 4's Women's Hour, yeah? So this is the entire context, so you can see it for yourself. She's on Radio 4's Women's Hour. And she also claimed her punditry career had been damaged by ex-Manchester City midfielder Joy Barton, right? Who she's suing for libel after he dubbed her a race card player, right, on social media. So all of this stuff she was kind of talking about, right? Anyway, she said that ITV continued to employ Ian Wright to cover the women's game, hampered the chances of female pundits coming
So she
into
did
the
drop
industry.
his name?
Yeah, she did, yeah.
No, because someone's saying that she didn't bring him up and so...
No, somebody did. And that's why she said, oh, I'm using Ian as an example because you brought him up.
I know, but this is where she went wrong. You see me, I would have been like, Ian's my brother, I love him to bits, but I don't... Just to maintain that relationship.
Yeah.
That's what I wouldn't have done. If someone has... Because, again, he fed you to the lions and you bought the bait. Wisdom, my dear. Wisdom.
Today is wisdom, man.
Because now look.
Yeah. Well, word for word, this is what she said. I've worked with Ian a long time. Yeah. So again, someone brought him up. I've worked with Ian a long time, and, you know, I think he's a brilliant broadcaster, but I think he's aware of just how much he's doing in the women's game. I think he should be aware of that. The fact of the matter is there's a limited amount of spaces available. If we had a situation where there was an equal opportunity in the men's game for broadcasters and coaches that there is in the women's game, it's a free for all. But that's not the case. I can't dominate the men's game in the way that, you know, you use Ian as an example. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. But even still, because it could have been, you know, me and Ian have had this conversation off air. We kind of know where we stand on this.
Yeah.
Again, you didn't have to, do you know what I mean? You saying that he should be aware of this, he should this, he should this, he should this. Have you had this conversation with him to know that these are your faults? So again, if that was me, I'd be like, right, I didn't know you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, they then asked to clarify if she thinks it was wrong for Ian Wright to be covering the women's sports. And she said, I don't know about wrong, but I think we need to be conscious. And we need to make sure that women are not being blocked from having a pathway into broadcasting in the women's game. It's still new, it's still growing. There's a finite amount of opportunities, and I think that men should be aware of that. Men need to be aware of that. You know, you're in a growing sport for women, and we haven't always had these opportunities. And so it's about the awareness and supporting other women through that pathway. So that's the entire
The thing
context.
is, I don't think what she's saying is wrong though, innit? Like, in its entirety. And again, I don't follow football like that, so I feel like I'm quite limited to like what I can contribute. But again, I just think in regards to maintaining relationships, I would have handled that differently.
Yeah. Brent, what's your thoughts on this, man?
Got a little bias.
Okay.
I can't lie. I'm not all the way a fan of this young lady.
Okay, cool.
All right. I watched the interview with her on, I think it was Heretics, however you pronounce it. And he proper was leaning in on her, trying to get her to say all sorts about DEI and that. And she handled herself well, very well, to be honest. He asked her that question about as a woman is a thing. She kind of, stumbled around that a bit. But still she gave an adequate response. So it would have been interesting if she was asked about new gens occupying that space. it would be interesting to see how she responds to that. And I don't know if it is that she would have gone to drop anybody in at that point, but she chose Ian. And I don't know. And I need somebody to let me in on this, right? I've got a few questions.
Yeah.
Anything that brings awareness at this stage to the woman's game, anything
Yeah.
to increase people's eyes on it, I think it's good. It should be, again, this is in my opinion, it should be embraced.
Yeah.
And he has been watching it even before it was semi-fashionable to watch it.
Yeah.
He has been supporting even before it was fashionable to support it.
True indeed.
He put the work in that sense. He really advocated for equity in that space. And I think she knows all of that.
Yeah.
If she understands that the person asking the question was trying to set her up, dodge it. Because she was smart enough to dodge all of the questioning from that heretics fella.
Yeah.
And she was smart enough to respond in a tactful manner. This was a little loose. And fair enough on her, she apologized.
Yeah. She did.
But I think he's like, nah. I don't know his relationship with her behind the scenes. It might have informed his response. They may not be on good terms like that. Right? So even more so, he's like, why? Why you mention me for? All I've done is da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
You know?
Does it matter to you though, Brent, that the person who's talking to her mentioned Ian? Not that she brought him up. They said, oh, da-da-da-da-da. For example, Ian Wright, he's doing da-da-da-da-da. So they brought him up.
Yes. So she's clever enough to see that
What they're doing,
she would have tried, whoever asked her would have tried to set her up to bring down Ian or her in that same breath, right? Because it's one of those trick questions that producers put together, knowing full well who's going to be asked the question, all right, this might be interesting to hear, it might be click-worthy. And look, it's lost her a job.
Damn shame.
Do you understand? And I guess everybody loves Ian Wright, man.
True indeed, you know. You can't, don't go against Ian Wright. He's loved, man. He's loved.
But the question still stands, would he have said that if it was a white woman who made that claim?
I can make an argument for both sides, yeah. And I feel like first thought that comes to mind is I think he would have. Just because I feel like he's not necessarily seeing colour. He's just seeing it as cool. I know how much I give to this particular game, innit? How much I support women's football. And for you to come along and tell me I'm taking up space, what are you talking about, man? I don't need to be here. I'm known. I'm Ian Wright. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to be here. But at the same time, I think the other side of the argument is he would expect more of her. That's why I think he came out and said, you know what I'm saying? Like if somebody who was black came out and said something about me, for example, yeah, I could respond in two ways.
You haven't made another side of the argument.
No?
You just let in on it.
What do you mean?
You said that he expected more of her.
Yeah.
I'm saying, would he have rejected the apology if it was a famous white footballer that the nation loved? Would he say, I don't accept your apology? I don't think he would.
No, but I'm saying that he potentially would have if he just felt as though, wait a minute, why are you actually making it seem like I'm da-da-da-da? Because he's aware of how much he contributes to the sport. You know what I'm saying? So why is it different for her?
You know her expertise is questioned all the time. A lot of people say she can't even talk football.
Wow.
And she's a DEI hire on the man side, the male side.
Damn.
Isn't that what Joey Barton was even remonstrating in the first place? Yep. So that's already out there. So for her to come true and say Ian is in the wrong place, he's like, wait a minute, this is cheeky.
Oh man.
I think the optics, it's easier for him to basically reject the apology if it was on the other's foot. If it was a white woman who was loved, I don't know if it would be as easy for him to say I rejected it. I think he would have accepted it. I 100% believe he would have accepted it, especially if it was a cherished darling.
So then, is he wrong for that then? For being harsh on his own somebody?
He did say, please do not get onto her.
Okay.
Yeah, she's really had enough. I don't accept the apology, but I beg you, don't get into her. But that was never going to stop anything.
Well, let me read out what he actually said, yeah. So, in fact, let me read out what she says after the backlash. She said, Ian Wright is a brilliant broadcaster and role model whose support for the women's game has been significant. In my interview with Women's Hour this week, I was trying to make a broader point about the limited opportunities for women in football. Brent, by the way, yeah, as I'm reading this, is Maggie in the chat?
She's always in the chat.
Yeah, has she said anything recently?
But that you should care about?
Yeah. Okay, whilst I'm reading,
let me scroll back because I'm still scrolling. Why are you looking for Maggie's commentary?
Because I believe, Maggie's my sister. I believe
Look at this.
She would say the same thing that Eddie said. 100%.
She hasn't commented on any of this.
I know why. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Wait. Are you reading into her silence?
Huh?
Are you reading into her silence?
All right, you watch. You watch. I'm telling you, she agrees with her. I'm telling you. Anyway, in my interview with Women's Hour this week, I was trying to make a broader point about the limited opportunities for women in football, whether that's in coaching, broadcasting, or commercial spaces, and the importance of creating more space for women to thrive on and off the pitch. But it was wrong for Ian's name to be raised in that conversation, and for that I sincerely apologize. I've known and worked with Ian for many years, and I have nothing but love and respect for him. It just feels a bit, I don't know, man. I think if I was him, I wouldn't have said that to accept the apology. I would have said, you know what? We get things wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, everyone's different, innit? Some people hold grudges, some people don't. Yeah.
I guess it is what it is. Ian Wright said, so he had an Instagram post, and he basically said, I have to talk about this week and what's going on. I don't want to endlessly be asked about it, right? I've got to say, I'm very disappointed about what Annie has said. She knows how I've helped her, supported her publicly, and I know the previous conversations she's had with me and my management. I've seen the apology on social media, but I can't accept it. But I also want to move on. For anyone watching this, I really don't need any further social commentary directed on any of this. The thing about where the women's game is, it isn't about me. It has to be about the collective. Because of the past, we know the men blocked the women's game for 50 years. Because of the past, we know the game has serious systemic challenges, and it's going to take everyone to help fix. So for me, I always give back to the game. It's given me so much. It's never bothered me about who's playing the game as long as they're playing the game. If you know my story, you'll know how much football means to me. We are the country that invented modern football, so we have a responsibility to lead the way in women's football. Yeah, I hear it, man.
Did it come across as I was saying Ian Wright is a coon?
Oh, man, come on, man. That's not right.
Is that...
That's harsh, man.
I came across.
No, that's harsh, man. That's harsh.
I said, I don't really like any too tough because, but I never said anything about Ian. Oh my gosh.
But yes. Anyway, that's pretty much the situation, guys. And I don't know. Last question, I guess. In any other area, though, would we have said the same thing? So basically, he's advocating, right? He's trying to, in fact, before I even get to that point, but you mentioned something about would she have said the same thing if it was about the new gens and stuff, yeah?
Yeah.
Is it because men are just an easier target? Because the average, let me not say the average one. In fact, no, I will say it. The average woman, even the average man, would quicker attack their counterpart before the new gens. You got JK Rowling. The world has been getting onto her for the longest while until she was vindicated last 2 weeks ago, right? For about the whole trans thing, right? But you know what I'm saying? Like, everyone's kind of scared to talk about the trans community. So maybe this is the reason why she was like, okay, cool, I need to be careful here. You know what I'm saying? But with Ian Wright, as a man, this is what we do. You know what I'm saying? Is that the reason why?
I don't know what the question is.
Question is, are men just an easier target? Are men an easier target?
As into why she mentioned Ian's name, or why the interviewer asked her the question about Ian?
Both. So her mentioning Ian Wright's name, and also just the fact that I guess there was more vim for men taking up spaces in this particular area than the trans situation, and them getting into women's sports and taking up space on the pitch and playing amongst them and all sorts. You know what
I don't
mean?
think that's happened yet.
No, but they were asking her about it, right? I never saw the thing.
No. As in the same interview. I mentioned 2 interviews.
Yeah.
I was referencing what you were talking about when she made that statement. But I was also talking about the Heretics YouTube sit down.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. Isn't it that one where they asked about the trans stuff? Or no?
Yeah, he did ask about the woman stuff at the end.
So which one are we talking about? Is that the one you're talking about where she was able to dodge and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
Is
about.
that the same interview?
No, I don't think so. Well, I don't know. I never saw that part. I've not seen the entire interview. I've only seen or heard a clip. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But yes.
So whatever. I don't know. I can't say yes or no because I can't gauge the question you're asking me. But yes, men. Ugh.
To me, I think men are just an easier target, man.
Yeah. Black men easiest there.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah.
But it wasn't even like it's a black man thing. I
Woe is
just
me.
think it's not even a black thing. It's just more so. I think men are easier target because a lot of women are mindful of what they say about the trans community, just like men are mindful about what they say about the trans community. You know what I'm saying? Men are easily going to talk negatively about women than they would be about the trans community. Likewise, women will quicker say something negative about men before the trans community. That's how it sounded to me. So, you know what I mean? Yes. Anyway.
So, Gina, would you like more famous football men propping up the women's football?
I'm not into football, so
No, I'm not.
no. But I understand that obviously if it's a women's sport and it's growing, like it should be for more women to like speak in that space. Because again, I do get what she means by like, as a woman, she wouldn't be able to like go into the men's space and whatnot. So I think there's nothing wrong with wanting more women in that space for a sport that they're doing. Yeah.
Even though she sees that what he's doing is to bring more awareness to it.
No, but I don't think what he's doing is bad, especially if he's an ally, right? And like you said, it's bringing more awareness to the game. And it's essentially co-signing it. So I don't think that's bad either. But
I wonder what she thinks about the male coaches.
in the sport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she even touched that in her statement afterwards. Yeah, she did. She said something along the lines of, I was trying to make a broader point about the limited opportunities for women in football, whether that's in coaching, broadcasting, or commercial spaces. That's it. Honestly, I feel like the feminists just left her out there, man. That's what it sounded like to me. I think this is their talking points to a T. She went there the day before, made a note, came out there prepared, thinking they were going to back her. They didn't know Ian Wright is loved by blacks and whites. Everybody, even white women came out and supported Ian Wright.
Of course.
Because
Because it was against the black woman.
I like that point
There's
right there.
intersectionality within the feminist movement, isn't it?
I'm telling you, that's true,
Maggie?
Yeah. Anyway, guys, let's get on to some more headlines.
All right. Sorry, Izzy asked a question. Let me put it up on the screen. It's directly to Gina. Could we ask Gina how she would feel if a most vocal Beats and Band supporter was a white man with good intention?
Do you know why I'm laughing?
Because it is.
No, he's not. But there is one white guy that comes to my classes who's like a die-hard fan. Like,
Yeah.
he's so lovely. How would it make me feel? I don't know. I don't think I'd feel like I don't get it. Am I meant to feel bad, or am I meant to feel like really happy, or like I wish that he was a black person instead? Is that the question?
More so, I think, what would your position be? Would you think to yourself, okay, cool, you appreciate what he's doing, but he's taking up space for a woman maybe in that position?
But he's a supporter though.
Yeah, so. But I think that's basically where he's trying to go with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine somebody's out there campaigning, saying, Just Gene, beats and bands, and he's a white man. Doesn't seem to fit your demographic at all.
Of course.
And that's the main person doing the loudest talking. Would you feel like, at some point, I wish this was a black woman instead, you know? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's not a bad thing that you're doing though.
Yeah.
And do you get what I mean? And I guess the way I'm seeing it, I feel like it's hard to like attach it to what I'm doing because the reason why I wouldn't be mad about it is because they're not doing anything wrong. And also, where's that black person and why is that black person not doing it then? It's more, do you know what I mean? It's like, it make me even look at my black counterpart sideways. Like, look at what you're letting this Oyibo do when you should be the one. Do you know what I mean? That's why I'm saying, I feel like for me, it's harder to like think of it in that way.
Makes sense. It's funny, everyone started saying, oh, this is basically Eddie, isn't it?
Can you just let them know Eddie's racial makeup, please, Emmanuel?
What's the word? It's ambiguous, isn't it?
What?
Ain't Eddie ambiguous?
Oh, I just clocked who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to go any further. Okay.
No, I think Eddie's, is he like what, like Latino or something?
Didn't you show me his Instagram the other day?
Yeah, what is he?
He was mixed race.
Oh, is it?
Black and white, bro.
Oh, is it?
This is what you showed me.
I didn't look into it like that.
Well, you just saw his Instagram and you said...
I just saw Eddie or something. I said, that's all. I didn't look. No disrespect, Eddie. But you know what I'm saying? There's nothing there for me, innit? So,
too late, bro.
Oh, so if it was a woman, there'll be something
I
there
never
for
said
you.
any of these things.
No, put the camera back on him. Don't bring on me because he even gave side eye.
Nah, man.
Oh, God.
That's part of the community, bro.
Big up Eddie, man. But everyone's part of the community, though, Brent.
As in, he has black in him.
All right, so what we're going to do is get on to the next headlines. And the next headlines is about the London Eye, man. It broke down yesterday. It broke down on the hottest day of the year, leaving visitors stranded inside its glass pods in the sweltering heat. The tourist attraction ground to a halt as temperatures reached 28 degrees Celsius in the capital on Thursday, with the Met Office confirming it as the warmest start to May on record.
Let me just get this up for you, because I thought that's why you sent it to me, to let me know that he's mixed race. So let me just double check. Did you send it via
WhatsApp, right?
WhatsApp, right?
Yeah. No, what did I say to you? I said, no, Eddie's a real person. Something like that, innit? Something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, footage circulating online shows an announcement being made to people as they queued along the South Bank and being told that engineers are in attendance. In a statement on X, formerly Twitter, the London Eye said earlier today the London Eye temporarily paused to investigate a minor technical difficulty.
Was it say right?
Oh yeah, for real.
All right.
That's true. Yeah, but it doesn't say with what.
Yeah. That's all we need.
Big up Eddie. You know what I'm saying? Next headline. Gina, tell me what you think about this as well. Trigger warning, people. Big trigger warning. You remember Virginia Guffey? Or Guffey? She's the woman that...
Okay.
Huh?
It's like, you know, all right.
You know what? Whatever, man.
Right.
She's the woman that basically was seen in that picture with Prince Andrew.
Okay.
You know the whole Epstein thing? Yeah. So... her grieving father says there's no way that she committed suicide and somebody got to her. These are his words, right? As he revealed when he first saw the picture of her daughter, his daughter with Prince Andrew.
Yeah.
So anyway, Sky Roberts, who's the father of Virginia Guffey, who lost her life last Friday, said that somebody got to her. Guffey, she's 41 years old. She was one of the most outspoken accusers of the convicted sex offenders Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. She alleged that they trafficked her to the Duke of York, Prince Andrew, when she was 17, which Prince Andrew has strenuously denied. Obviously, there's a picture with them, right? She died at her farm in Western Australia last week, with police saying that the early indication is the death is not suspicious. But in a dramatic intervention, Roberts, the father, who said he met Epstein and saw the photo of his daughter with Prince Andrew before it entered the public domain, said there was no way that she took her own life. He told Piers Morgan Uncensored, first of all, I couldn't even believe it. I mean, I started crying right away. I'm still crying. I can't believe that this is happening. It's just impossible. I think it was like a week before or 2 weeks before. I remember seeing a post online with her. I think she got into a car accident or something. Mm-hmm. And there was serious injuries, and apparently she said something like, I've only got like a week to live, that sort of thing.
She said, if it is that I die, it's not because I committed suicide.
Oh, is it?
There you go.
Then boy, there you go.
But yeah, there you go.
Is this the royal family?
Yeah. Well, this is what they're saying.
They're wicked, man. All of them.
Do you feel though, yeah, if you're somebody who's an activist, yeah.
Go on.
If you feel like you're an activist or something, yeah, and you feel like, you know what, I can do one dangerous suicide bomb before I die. I know I'm dying, so I might as well just make up something. I know I'm going to commit suicide, but let me just tell the people, I'm not going to commit suicide just so that the people can look into certain things. Isn't that something you would perhaps do?
I'm not going to lie, no. My brain would never go there, I'm not going to lie to you. But now that you said it, it's a shout. But my brain wouldn't go there.
Okay. Next thing, Fox News was interrupted for a breaking news announcement yesterday afternoon, basically, when they revealed that the U.S. National Security Advisor Mike Waltz and his deputy Alex Wong have left their posts in a major blow for Donald Trump. The news comes just weeks after the infamous Signalgate scandal shocked the world. It also comes after Waltz publicly gave a glowing praise to Trump for his first 100 days in office. Talking on Fox News today, the host made comparisons between Waltz and General Michael Flynn, who'd also had a tough job in the West Wing at the White House, serving for less than a month during Trump's first administration back in 2017. Obviously, he sympathized and said, listen, there's a lot of pressure, man. It's a pressure cooker, as you know. When Trump let General Flynn go early on, sometimes after that, Trump basically reflected on that as a big mistake on his behalf, and he really wanted to hold on to his people, right? So, yeah, anyway, that's what happened. Next set of headlines, the United States and Ukraine signed the economic deal on Wednesday that will give Washington access to Kiev's critical minerals and natural resources. This according to the US Treasury Department. The two sides offered limited details about the structure of the deal, which they called the United States-Ukraine Reinvestment Fund, but it's expected to give the US access to Ukraine's valuable rare earth minerals, whilst providing Kiev a measure of assurance about continued American support in its grinding war with Russia. The White House described the deal as the first of its kind, of course, with its press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, saying Trump is our deal maker in chief, as she praised the government's historic significance. She added that President Trump has been clear from the beginning that he wants the killing in this brutal war to end. This agreement shows how invested the president is in securing a truly lasting peace. Next headline takes us to Kenya, where a Kenyan opposition legislator, trigger warning people, a Kenyan opposition legislator was shot dead in the capital, Nairobi, in what police have described as a targeted and premeditated crime. So MP Charles Ware was shot on Wednesday in the evening after his car was stopped at a roundabout on a busy major road. The president, William Ruto, urged police to conduct a thorough investigation and said Thursday that those responsible must be held to account. He was in the company of his driver and bodyguard when a motorcycle taxi approached their car, and a passenger disembarked and approached their car before firing at the MP. The legislator was re-elected in 2022, so this is just a bit more context about who he was, to represent Kasipul constituency in the west of Kenya for the Orange Democratic Movement Party. Opposition leader Raila Odinga described this gentleman as a gallant son of the soil. Odinga was President Ruto's main challenger back in 2022 in that general election. Political tensions in Kenya have simmered down since last year when the country saw a series of opposition-backed anti-government protests during which dozens of people died. Ruto later appointed members of Odinga's party to the cabinet, and the two leaders signed a political pact in March this year. And our last headline, health officials in India are investigating reports that hundreds of children were served food that had contained a dead snake at school last week. More than 100 people who consumed the contaminated lunch fell ill in the town of Makoma. At least 24 students were hospitalized on April 24th. A school cook dished out the meals after they had removed the snake remains, according to the country's NHRC, the National Human Rights Commission. The commission said in a statement that reportedly the cook served the food to the children after removing the dead snake from it. Some of the children showed symptoms of dizziness and vomiting. The health scare sparked furor amongst villagers who blocked a local highway in protest. The NHRC issued a 2-week deadline to police in Bihar for a report on the incident, calling for an urgent update on the health status of the children. The commission also added that the report, if true, raises a serious issue of violation of the human rights of the students. And that is it for the headlines, man. Time to pay them bills. It's a quick show, isn't it?
Nice.
Time to get into the reaction.
United fans, make your way to the stage. Tottenham fans, make your way to the stage. If it is that you don't, you can't blame me for not giving it enough airtime.
When?
No.
Okay.
They both won yesterday.
Yes, of course.
And given that they both won, they have a great opportunity to beat the same team in the next leg, right? And then if they both beat each team in the next leg, then they face each other in the final. And the winner gets a Champions League spot. And they would have a trophy. It could be better than Arsenal season.
Well, Brent is basically referring to the 2 games yesterday in the UEFA Europa League. Atletico Bilbao lost at home to Man United 3-0. And Tottenham, they did the job as well at home, beating Bodo Glimt 3-1. So yeah, man. Did you watch any of the games, Brent?
Yes.
I'm serious. Which one?
Margs came in early to watch the United game, so I saw Maguire. I saw Margs calling Maguire Saka-esh.
Is that blasphemy? Yeah.
What he did wasn't like what Saka does, but I hear what he was saying.
Okay.
Ooh. Never mind.
We can say.
Never mind. But any United fans, come on, are you all hopeful for the return leg? I mean, when they had 11 players on the team, Marks was shiting himself, mate. He was very, very nervous. They were popping it all over the place and whatnot. But as soon as it is that they went one man down, it was clear sailing. So, anybody? Nope. Any takers? Nope. All right, cool. Well done, United. Well done, Tottenham. And is that it?
Oh, there's some boxing, man. I was waiting for you guys to get the boxing the football out of the way. This weekend is going to be crazy for boxing. It's going to be crazy. So, May the 2nd, tonight, yeah, Ryan got, again, let me play the scene for you. There's going to be a fight, that's going to be at Times Square. Obviously, you've been to New York many times, Gina.
How do you know?
Because I know you've got a lot of strong links there and a lot of money. So, you're obviously there.
No, listen, do you know, I ain't been to New York in a very long time, but I have been an excessive amount. It's ridiculous.
Can you tell people what Times Square is like?
Piccadilly Circus. If you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Like it never sleeps. It's 24/7. It's buzzing. Like, it's so entertaining though.
Yeah.
Like, so entertaining. Like, America's not a real place, man.
The reason why I asked you to paint that scene, is because this boxing fight, this match, this card, they're shutting down Times Square.
Really?
Telling you.
And that's like the busiest.
Yes.
Imagine shutting down Piccadilly Circus.
Exactly. For boxing.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, they're constructing the ring and everything in the middle.
Oh my gosh, it's gonna be okay.
Yes.
That's
They've
a big.
literally, 100%.
Yeah, that's big.
So it's gonna be crazy.
A lot of money, boy.
Loads.
The wrong industry.
And yeah, man, like every single fight on this card is serious. Every single fight. So you got Teofimo Lopez fighting Barboza, right? 12 rounds. Of course, all these fights are 12 rounds, to be fair. And this is going to be for Teofimo's lineal and WBO junior welterweight title, yeah? Barboza's a serious guy. This guy beat Jack Catterall the other day, well not the other day, but in his last fight. Catterall was a guy that every British boxing fan, someone who know about boxing anyway, right? Especially, no disrespect, especially the white fans, yeah, love Jack Catterall. They believe, and to be fair, he was robbed against what's his name, Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor was Josh Taylor's a Hall of Famer. He was undisputed at 140. He had his fight with Jack Catterall. Judges gave it to Josh Taylor. I thought it was a very close fight. I think you can get a draw from it. It did seem like if you were going to give it to somebody, you would give it to Catterall, but it was a close fight. Josh Taylor won it.
The spirit of Nadia is in the chat.
All right. You sure it's not shutting down Times Square? I think it is. But again, I'm open to be corrected. But yeah, huge fight, yeah. So Catterall, long story short anyway, he beat Josh Taylor in the rematch. And he went on to then fight Barboza. Barboza came over to the UK, fought in Catterall's hometown. And yeah, he won. Long story short, he won. He's a serious guy. He's not the biggest puncher in the world, but he's a serious guy, right? And he's going to be taking on Teofimo Lopez. Now, Teofimo Lopez...
Spirit of Nadia.
Teofimo, Life of Bud says, when you say serious, is it really though? All right, cool. Well, anyway, I'm trying to remember what I said serious about. Anyway, Teofimo Lopez, he's a top boxer. He's a champion for a reason. I think he's only lost one fight to Kambosos, but obviously Teofimo Lopez, he's top guy. Sometimes he doesn't always perform as well. He still gets the wins, but he doesn't really, capture the crowd unless he's fighting a top challenger, right? And Barboza is one of those guys. So I think it's going to be a great fight. Also on that same card, you got Devin Haney. Devin Haney is back. He's going to be fighting Ramirez. That is going to be a serious fight. The way Ramirez looks at him is like, in his head he's thinking, what when I get you in the ring? What when I get you? And Devin Haney, a lot of people are hating on him. Why? Because he had a fight with Garcia. He lost to Garcia, right? But they found drugs in Garcia's system. And you'd think, wait a minute, everyone should be on Devin Haney's side. However, Devin Haney said, I'm going to sue you. Right? And everyone's pretty much saying, why are you suing him? Just fight him again, obviously without the drugs, and beat him. In my head, I'm thinking, wait a minute, he has a right to sue this guy.
No, but suing is it's clever.
And get the money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't have to fight. I'd rather do that.
I mean, you could also fight him too, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
get your money too, you know what I'm saying? And obviously, the actual loss on his record was taken away as well. But obviously, we've all seen the fight. We've all seen how he got beat. And he got beat bad. He got dropped like 3 times, innit? Anyway, Haney had probably like a year or more out. And this is his first fight back. And it's against a serious guy in Jose Ramirez. But the headlining, the main fight is Ryan Garcia. So again, he's on the same card. He's going to be fighting Rolando Romero. Rolly Romero, he's a guy, he got knocked out by Tank. Tank, again, legendary fighter. And this is going to be for the vacant WBA regular welterweight title. I think Garcia knocks him out. I don't think it's going 12 rounds. I see it happening in maybe 6-7 rounds. Him getting hit with a crazy left hook and stumbling and all getting locked out. Clean, sleep. That's what I think. Romero doesn't have the boxing acumen to be in a room with somebody like Garcia or Haney or any of these guys on the card. He's strong. He can punch hard. But Garcia's going to handle him. That's what I think anyway. So that's today. Tomorrow, you got another big fight, right? Another crazy card. So you've got F.A. Ajagba, right? Heavyweight. And he's going to be taking on Martin Bakole. So Bakole, again, is a serious guy. Everyone saw him get rid of Jared Anderson in Riyadh season. Obviously, he took the fight probably 48 hours notice against Joseph Parker. Obviously, got stopped in 2 or 3 rounds. Fine. Everyone knew it was a money grab. Fine. He didn't take much damage at all. Now he's ready for this fight with F.A. Ajagba. In their face-off, F.A. Ajagba's like, I'm going to knock you out. So I'm like, okay, cool. This is going to be explosive, isn't it? 2 strong African guys. It's going to be a good fight. My money would be on Bakole. F.A. Ajagba, he gets hit too much. Strong puncher, but we've seen him hurt before. We've seen him down before. all that sort of stuff. But I think if Bakoli is the Bakoli that we know about, that we've heard stories of, and also that beat Jared Anderson, I think he handles Ajagba. Next fight on that card as well is Bruno Suras. Suras is taking on Munguia, and it's a rematch. I think the other day I mentioned Suras. Yeah, I mentioned Suras when I was talking about Conor Benn sparring with him in his preparation for the fight with Chris Eubank. So Suras, obviously he knocked out Munguia. I think it was like round 6 or round 8 or something. Nobody saw it happening. I never heard of this guy before. I think he's a French fighter. Never heard of him. Anyway, he's what do you call it? Going to be fighting Munguia again in a rematch. So Munguia is going to get his chance to redeem himself. But the main fight is going to be between the legend Saul Canelo Alvarez, and he's going to be taking on William Skull. William Skull is another fighter that apparently Conor Benn was sparring with in his preparation for Chris Eubank. And yeah, man, that's pretty much what the situation is, man. I see Canelo winning that fight. I'll be honest with you, William Skull, I've not seen him fight. Black Cuban though, I would ordinarily support him, but I do want to see Canelo fight Crawford. So Canelo needs to win this fight. You know what I'm saying? And to be fair, if Conor Benn can handle William Skull in training, Canelo can most definitely handle him. So this is basically for all the belts again. So yeah, that's what's going to be happening tomorrow. May 4th, anyone who's interested, in a way, is going to be fighting. And it's going to be for the undisputed junior featherweight title against Cardenas. 12 rounds. It just doesn't make sense to bet against Inoue. Inoue just beats everybody. Everybody. Top 3 pound for pound. Probably on everyone's list. Dangerous fighter, man. So again, the whole weekend is just serious boxing. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
Did you call on them?
I don't know what Brent was doing. Were you listening to music? Oh, so what was happening there?
I was waiting until you finished talking.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that's pretty much, bro. What are you gonna say?
Did you call on them?
No, I didn't actually. Okay, cool. Let me go back. Okay, let me start from the most recent fight I just mentioned. Inoue, yeah, he's gonna win. Bakoli, I think he's gonna beat Ajagba. Munguia is gonna beat Suras. He's definitely gonna get his rematch. I mean, he's gonna get his redeem himself in that one. Alvarez, Canelo, he's gonna beat Skull. Teofimo Lopez, he always turns up when he's got a good competitor in front of him. I think he beats Barboza. It's going to be a tough fight though, but I think he's going to beat Barboza, especially with all the talking he's been doing. He's going to beat him. Haney and Ramirez, I'm not too sure about that. If Haney is as disciplined as he was when he fought Lomachenko, when he fought, what's the Spanish guy called? Obviously, he was at the tail end of his career, to be fair. But again, if Haney goes in there disciplined, I think he should be able to deal with Ramirez. But Ramirez is a serious guy. And I think he's going to counter Haney a couple of times. I'll be real with you, Haney, a lot of time, when he shoots the left jab, for some reason, his right doesn't come up. You know what I'm saying? And that's what obviously got him hurt against Garcia. So if Ramirez can counter well and really apply the pressure, then Ramirez can get Haney out of there, I'll be real. But Haney's got a lot to lose. So I think Haney's going to do it. I think Haney's going to do it on points. And the last fight, Garcia versus Romero, Garcia's going to knock him out. Garcia's going to knock him out. Yeah. 4 to 6 rounds, Brent. Garcia's knocking him out. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's it.
All right. Okay.
I guess we can go into the wrap-up.
All right, then.
All right, people. Quad Crow says thoughts on Ryan Garcia versus Conor Benn. You know what? At the moment, I want to see Garcia in this fight. If he does what I said he's going to do, I think he hurts Conor Benn, man. Conor Benn's a bit too reckless, and Garcia is a bit too quick. Well, very quick. So I think Garcia would probably hurt Ben, to be honest with you. But yeah, that's how I'm seeing it at the moment anyway. But I would like to see Garcia in this fight and see. But guys, just a reminder, on Monday, it's the May Bank holiday, so we're not going to be recording. There will not be any TDA on Monday. But we will be back on Tuesday. We've got some amazing guests on Tuesday, so make sure you do not miss that. And yeah, today's been a good show, man. Also, wanted to mention, I mentioned it a couple times this week as well, but remember last week, Thursday, we had Oren the Girl and Beverly the Girl from the ACLT, the Afro-Caribbean Leukemia Trust, on the show. Please, guys, the description is always in the chat. Sorry, it's always in the under the video, isn't it?
Yes.
They have got a blood drive on the 31st of May, Saturday, 31st of May. Please sign up. Again, listen to that interview if you have not already. Everything that they're doing is amazing work. They're literally showing us how we can save ourselves. So many people in our community who need like life-saving treatment, and they can't get it. They can't get that blood or them stem cells from other people. They need us to literally give our blood, man, and we can literally be saving people's lives, man. So again, if you're interested, if you can, first listen to the interview so you can get all the information you need. Secondly, also sign up. Brent already has done that.
4:30.
4:30. He's going to be there Saturday, 31st of May. I'm going to sign up. You know what I'm saying? Sign up, guys. It's going to be a good day, man. And you literally could be saving someone's life. You know what I'm saying? That might be some of the biggest things any one of us could ever do in this lifetime. You know what I'm saying? So honestly, sign up, donate blood, and as a bonus, maybe even join the stem cell register as well. But again, just a reminder, 31st of May. You know what I'm saying? Let's go out there and potentially save some lives, man.
Confirm 31st. After I give blood, I have to go and party at the net.
There you go.
It's not Friday.
It's not Friday?
Yeah, it's Saturday.
Confirmed. You heard that, guys?
Yeah, confirmed.
TDA, Ned situation.
I'll be the one slumped in the corner.
You know what I'm saying? Give blood and then rejuvenate yourself with the drinks. 31st of May, guys.
Lauren says, check Discord soon. Treat for the TDA family. Ooh.
Nice. Thank you, Lauren.
What we got?
I think I saw it yesterday, actually. Big up, Lauren. Always caring about the TDA community. She got something special in there for our people. Which is a reminder to everybody who's listening to Spotify and on other platforms. Join the Discord, man. A lot of stuff happens in the Discord, man. We've got active Discord. So, yeah, don't miss out on certain discussions that happen after the show as well.
Have you gotten Eddie's invite yet?
Me?
Yep. To join his server?
No, I haven't, you know?
Yeah, he's created a separate server.
Serious?
Yeah, he's only sending out exclusive invites, bro.
Oh, wow. Well, yeah. So, you got one?
Yes.
Serious?
Yes.
You know it's just going to be you, Eddie, and women?
I haven't accepted the invite just yet.
Yeah.
I want to find out. I'll ask a few questions. I want to find out first what we're going to be doing in there.
For real?
I don't know who's there yet. Right?
Oh, man.
But I have to ask a few questions. I'm waiting for him to respond to me. He said he was going to set his timer to be up during the wee hours of the morning to tune in, but he's fearless. Eddie, you fearless. However,
he's busy, man.
Sleeping, yes. I sent you a few questions via Discord. I'm waiting on that response.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Some people in chat have basically said they've got some invites too, man.
Good.
Fernand got one.
Credit Crew says black women only. A new gen. I could be a new gen.
Well, anyway, let me not even say anything. Anyway, guys, it's been a great show. Today, we spoke about the hottest May Day. On record, man.
Sorry. If anybody wants to know what Eddie looks like, please just go to the Discord. You can see him in the general chat. He has left a video. Just proving again that he is real.
A new video?
Yes.
Serious?
Yes. Proving that he's real.
Wow.
Anybody who wants to know? Ooh, man keeps on mimicking. Big sign of admiration, obviously.
Of course.
Please go into the Discord general chat and you can see his video.
Big up Eddie.
Uploaded
man.
Fresh this morning.
Come on, Eddie.
Come on, Eddie.
Big up Eddie. Mr. Carbone. Eddie's my guy, man. Yo, Eddie, you need to come to the UK. He's got family here, you know.
How do you know?
He told us.
Oh, okay.
I reminded you, man.
He's going to be here for the live show. And he will be on that same mother effing weekend when he touches down. We'll get him in the studio.
Yeah, that would be good, man. That would be good. Come on, Eddie. Anyway, guys, it's been a great show.
We'll get a few women too, so he feels comfortable. Or
you know what I'm saying?
Just combusts.
To be fair, he's a man's man. You know what I'm saying? Comfortable around women. All right. Anyway, let me not even. UK records. Pardon me, guys. The UK records hottest Mayday on record. We spoke about Harrods being targeted by cyber attackers. They're the latest UK retailers to be attacked. We spoke about M&S getting attacked. Co-op, they've been attacked as well. And we also spoke about the jury the jury that was shown the film of the suspect who was stabbing a man during their relations, innit? Topic of the day, we spoke about Ian Wright and Any Aluko. And we asked the question of, are men too much in women's business with regards to football anyway? London Eye, we found out the London Eye broke down. Basically, people were up there sunbathing, not by choice. And Virginia Jeffries, her grieving father, came out to say, listen, there's no way she committed suicide. Somebody got to her. These are his words. We spoke about Mike Waltz, who's been basically axed from his position in the government. And we spoke about Ukraine and US signing a long-awaited deal on the minerals access. We know, again, this is just proof, This is just proof of what every country pretty much wants in it. So anyway, the Kenyan lawmaker was shot dead in an apparent assassination in Nairobi. And yeah, man, it's going to be a great weekend for boxing. We're going to have to speak about this next week. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Peace, people. Have a great bank holiday weekend.
Bye.
All right, later.